Prop trading, should you do it? Right. And what I mean is specifically online prop trading in this subject. So there are a few things to consider, but I'm going to try and give you some general advice. The first thing I am going to say is that if someone came to me and I said to them, yeah, just do a 2 or 4 week trading challenge, you've got to make a given amount of money over that 4 week trading challenge. There you go. I'm going to now give you £100,000 to trade with, or £500,000 to trade with. Do you think I would really do that? Do you think you would do it? Do you think that any hedge fund would ever take someone on who's who's just done like a 1 month challenge? No, they're not. It's never going to happen in a month of Sundays to trade with money, because anyone can have a good 1 month, 2 weeks, even a good 6 months. So just bear that in mind. Also bear in mind is, do you think they have endlessly deep pockets from which to dish out money to loads of traders? So you've got all these traders who are joining these online prop. It's become such a popular thing, but do you really think they have all of this money just to dish out? And they've got investors who are saying, yes, we'll have some 20-year-old, nothing against a 20-year-old, but relatively inexperienced traders who, yeah, we're just going to give them 100,000 or 50,000 just after a relatively short period of time. No. So what tends to happen is some of the more famous or well-known prop trading firms is they've got you on a demo account. So you're actually trading on a demo account. They will pay you out if you make some profit, but it's because they're bringing in so much money from all of the application fees. So they've got their application fees, and some of the well-known ones, they will have roughly about a 93% failure rate. So 93%, roughly speaking, of applicants actually fail. Now, there's more and more trading educators making all sorts of claims about they'll get you through to pass and everything else, because they're all in with these prop firms as well. They get kickbacks and all of that. So it's in their vested interest as well, and so it's all feeds into one another. It's I wouldn't say it's a murky business. It's just that it's a great business model. It's a brilliant business model, but for them. But anyway, so yes, 7% of people get through, and of course people are going to chase being that one of those 7%, but do remember that of the 7% that actually get through on some of these models, that after the first month of getting through, about a good percentage of that, not quite half, but a good percentage of that 7% then don't make it past the first month after passing. So then they have to start again. So the reality is, out of 100%, let's say 93% fail straight away. 7%, let's say, roughly get through, but after a month or so, there's probably only, of that total at the beginning, probably around about 4% left. Okay, and you're saying, well, fine, I'll be one of the 4%, Charlie. Yes, okay. Now, and they will pay you out because it's in their best interest. They do want people to pass and get through. So they're quite transparent, these companies, on these things, because they want people to get through and give testimonials to say, yeah, I put in a profitable month or two and they've paid me out. They do want to do that. But don't think that it's real money that you're trading with, because how would they have that much money just to dish out to people? They don't. So, but they do make a lot of money from all the applications and all of that. So they will pay out, but they also know that with all the tight rules that they have, that generally speaking, people will get to a point where they're like, do you know what? This is actually very difficult to continually make money using this with the sort of rules that they have. So people will gradually then just leave, or they, even of these 4%, they will then go and have some losses at some point, and then they will leave and realize that actually, yes, they got paid out, yes, they got through the application process, but ultimately it was very they make it very difficult. And that's just one example. There are others that say, well, actually, we're not going to make you have to pay an application fee. All you have to do is open an account with us, open an account, put 5,000 in or whatever the amount is, and all we want from you is to make, I don't know, let's say 8% over 6 months. And you're like, well, 8% over 6 months is a piece of cake. I don't know, I'm making this figure up, but there are some like this. But then the catch is you can't have greater than a 4% drawdown. Well, that actually is quite difficult. To not have to stay within the boundaries of that. Plus, of course, in the meantime, yes, they haven't charged you, but guess what? They're making commissions because off of your trading. So they're earning money out of you anyway because they're getting commissions from you trading away. So there is no free lunch, is what I'm saying. And they're all variances on a theme. There is no free lunch. A lot of them, you're actually trading on a demo account. But then again, you could say, well, even if it is a demo account, Charlie, if they're going to pay me out, then fine. Yes, but they're only going to want to pay you out so much of the time because they want to completely ruin their business model if you were like a superstar. So then what we do find and we hear is that some people who are really good start to find that they don't get the same execution. They have some problems with the chosen brokers that they may be using, and then get frustrated and may say and blame the broker. They never have to blame the impartiality, so to speak, of the prop firm. But anyway, there's so many tricks and murky waters that goes on. The reality, I have to say to you, is that do you really think, like I said at the beginning, that companies are out there and they're going to want you to trade their money with only having to do, a 1 month process or a 3 months process or even a 6 months process? Not really, because even someone who's been trading profitably for 6 months, that's no guarantee that they're going to be able to sustain that. So why would a hedge fund wouldn't take someone on like that? So why do you think these companies are? No, they're a business. It's a business model that suits them. The majority of the money that they make means that they can pay out to the few who make it through and do have a few winners here and there and a few winning months in relative terms. But most people end up either leaving or failing and either reapplying and starting the whole process again because they get fixated on this promise of being able to trade a lot of money, or they leave and they realize actually maybe I'm better off trading myself. So my advice is trade yourself, get a second job, do whatever you can and top up your trading balance, your trading account. So savings from work, and if you're like I said, if you've got a given job that only pays so much, can you go and work in a bar? Can you do deliveries for whoever, whatever? If you really want to get on in your trading, stop chasing the dream, because that dream is just a dream. The best account that you can possibly trade is your own. So that's my advice here for today. And I'm not going into all sorts of detail here, but from the feedback that I get, generally speaking, in the world, there is no such thing as a free lunch. Think of it in that way and get on with growing your account. And if you can grow your account over time, you will get there. Because I've seen countless traders do it themselves over time. They build their account up from the percentage gains that they make over the course of the years, plus also from adding into their accounts along the way as well. And then there's no better way of getting to a point where you've got your own capital. So see it again as a longer term process. It might take you a little bit longer to do it that way, but you're not chasing the dream in the other sense that's just going to waste your time ultimately, and you're getting on with the real stuff. Anyway, hopefully that's given you a bit of food for thought for today, and I'll see you in a few days.